Hello everyone watching. Today we're going on an exciting journey into the world of myths and legends. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of the Phoenix? Then let's begin. It seems like everyone has heard about the Phoenix. But this mythical creature's story is truly remarkable, and you probably don't know half of it. The cult of the Phoenix existed even in ancient Egypt. In Heliopolis, there was a myth about the birth of the sun in the form of a bird, and the movement of the sun god Ra across the sky was called a flight. The phoenix was considered the soul of the god Ra and also a manifestation of Osiris. The Book of the Dead states, "As the phoenix, I will pass through the lands of the afterlife." The first written mention of the phoenix belongs to Herodotus in the 5th century BCE. Hans Christian Andersen was inspired by Herodotus's story when he wrote his exquisite miniature, The Phoenix, and added some Christian elements, of course. In the paradise garden under the tree of knowledge bloomed a pink bush. In the first rose, a bird was born. Its feathers shone with beautiful colors, its flight was radiant, and its song was a marvelous harmony. But then Eve tasted from the tree of knowledge, and she and Adam were expelled from paradise. From the flaming sword of the avenging angel fell a spark into the nest. The nest caught fire, and the bird burned, but from the burning egg flew out a new, singular, always singular bird, the phoenix. Myths say it weaves its nest in Arabia, and every 100 years it burns itself in the nest. But from the burning egg emerges a new phoenix, again singular in the world. Similarly, ancient Greeks shared this belief. For them, the phoenix was a symbol of the sun and rebirth through fiery death. Ancient writers like Herodotus and Ovid preserved various legends about it. According to one version, the phoenix foresees its departure and burns itself in the nest, but immediately it is reborn from the ashes. According to another version, it dies, inhaling the scents of herbs, and from its seed a new bird is born, which carries its father's body to Egypt, where the priests of the sun burn it. In Rome, the phoenix symbolized the divine origin of the Roman Empire, its rebirth and eternal existence. In China, this bird was called Feng Huang. It was considered the emperor of birds and embodied both yin and yang. Moreover, it was considered one of the 4 spiritual creatures alongside the unicorn, turtle, and dragon. In Japan, the phoenix is identified with the sun and symbolizes rectitude, fidelity, justice, and obedience. In the Christian world, the phoenix symbolizes the triumph of eternal life, resurrection, faith, and is even a symbol of Christ. In early Christianity, it was constantly encountered on funeral plaques. The phoenix was depicted as a bird, the size of an eagle, with shiny golden purple feathers and a melodious, beautiful voice. It was believed that the phoenix existed in a single specimen and was very long-lived, living for at least 50 years, but according to some sources, its life could last even 1,461 years or more. Sensing the approach of death, the phoenix built itself a nest on a tall palm tree from branches of aromatic plants. Then it laid frankincense in the nest, ignited it, and burned in the flames of this fire. But miraculously from the ashes, a new phoenix rose which placed the ashes of its father on the altar of the sun, that is, the god Ra in the Egyptian Heliopolis, the city of the sun. The phoenix was associated with the cult of the sun and appeared in Egypt from Indian and Arabic mythology, with which it is to be assumed the priests of the temples of Heliopolis were familiar. The adaptation of myths in the Egyptian environment probably occurred from the double-stemmed palm phoenix, similar to the name of the city of Phoenix, from where the Greeks came to Egypt. For them, this name meant palm tree, red flower pot, and stringed instrument. The sun served as a calendar for the Egyptians. Therefore, the solar bird became the emblem of the passage of the sun through the sky hour by hour, the symbol of the annual flooding of the Nile, the fiery risings and settings of the sun, the winged shield of the sun, the change of epochs, immortality. The phoenix became the herald of eternity, as well as the guide of the souls of the dead to the underworld. Egyptian art represented the phoenix in the form of a heron, On monuments, it was depicted as an attribute of the eternal city, immortal Rome. All this was, of course, during the Roman rule over Egypt and Greece, when culture and religions had points of mutual penetration and were not persecuted by the metropolis authorities, as later Christianity. The phoenix was an allegory of life after death, so the legend of self-immolation and resurrection of the bird was later accepted by early Christianity. The phoenix was an attribute of Osiris, Orion, as well as Dionysus, who, according to the myth, was born of Zeus and Semele. She became pregnant from the lightning and thunder of her lover, who appeared to her in all his divine grandeur at her request. Many ancient authors gave a detailed description of the phoenix, including Herodotus, Pliny the Elder, Tacitus, Ovid. Octavian, from the 3rd to the 4th century AD, known as the Christian Cicero, wrote a marvelous poem about the phoenix bird, a mixture of pagan and Christian narratives set forth in Latin verses. The poem in particular said that the phoenix led a paradise life in a happy country in the Far East. The image of the phoenix was awaited on coins, albeit differently. The fathers of the church made the phoenix a symbol of Christ because the existence of the miraculous bird had the presence of sacrifice in the name of new life and resurrection from the dead, purity and virtue, the motif of the Mother of God, and the divine nature of Christ, the triumph of life over death. Later, the phoenix became the attribute of repentant sinners, freeing from sins in the purifying flame. In early Christian art, the phoenix began to be depicted with a radiant halo around its head. In Muslim mythology, the phoenix was identified with the enormous and mysterious bird Anka, in appearance resembling a huge heron. In Chinese myths, the phoenix Feng Huang, a bird that appeared to announce to the whole world the greatness of the next monarch, for example, the Yellow Emperor Huangdi, who ruled in China in the 27th century BC. Like the phoenix, reborn from the ashes, supposedly complete destruction, on the ruins everything is rebuilt anew. France rises from the ashes like the rejuvenated phoenix. Orlin's Maiden by F. Schiller. The phoenix is a person with an extraordinary fate who has experienced the most diverse adventures and has just won from it. The image of the phoenix was carved on the medals of Queen Elizabeth with the text, "The only phoenix of the whole world." The phoenix is a bright individuality. Proverbs. The phoenix is a rare bird in the world. If her soul is as beautiful as her body, then this is a new phoenix. Cymbeline by W. Shakespeare. The Phoenix and the Dove, a 67th row poem by Shakespeare, but only probably because authorship is established by the style of works, by the similarity of characters and situations with analogous inclusions of the works of the great playwright. Thank you for joining us. It's been an exciting journey into the world of myths and legends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on new exciting videos. See you next time.